This is an extraordinary sight. For a reptile fan like me, this is unbelievable. There's 7 Komodos. They're on a water buffalo carcass. A buffalo's the largest prey item that they can actually eat. Nothing will be wasted. They'll eat great swathes of hide, the horns, the hooves. They'll eat the whole lot. Catching prey like this is why Komodo dragons have become giants. On an island, the bigger you can get, the bigger prey that you can bring down, the better it is. They may only feed like this once every 2 months. When they do, they make the most of it. They eat as much as they can, bulk down the food. They can take 80% of their body weight in flesh, and then they won't need to eat again for a couple of months or so. I'm not being reckless. I'm not in any danger. The Komodos are concentrating on their feast, but I wouldn't want to get that much closer. That is absolutely gross. There's one there that went right inside the carcass, and there was all maggots crawling on the side of its mouth. Oh, dear me. I can see why Komodo dragons have a poisonous bite. I really have a sneaking admiration for these little things. They've got delicate fluid-filled bodies, but they've actually tracked me down in this forest. They could feed on small wallabies or birds. They're brilliant. Oh, they're moving up to my ankles now. They're brilliantly adapted for life in the forest. They're searching for blood close to the surface so they can bite precisely. They've got semicircular jaws armed with teeth. They're starting to saw into my flesh. I don't know whether it's just my imagination, but I can almost feel the blood flowing from my veins into the leeches. Oh, that did hurt a bit there. I could feel one of their jaws working. Land leeches can suck up 10 times their weight in blood. They'll feast until they're gorged with blood. That can take 30 to 40 minutes. They get rid of excess water so they can pack in more red blood cells. These are fascinating creatures. Been feeding now for about 20 minutes. This is weird. These leeches started out as long stringy things, and now they're great big fat balloons, and they feasted on blood, and it's my blood. They've got their teeth embedded at one end and a strong sucker at the other. Whatever you do, once they're attached, you can't dislodge them.
Hiding here, this isn't dangerous, but it's surely one of the most preposterous reptiles ever. Tanystropheus. Great long neck, great long tail, there's hardly any body at all. That long neck is perfect for an ambush predator. And what it probably does is sweep that neck through the water, sweep it through a shoal of fish. Dropped its tail. This has happened to me many times when I was a little kid catching lizards. They do this as well. And this is an insurance policy. If they're attacked by a predator, the predator's distracted by the tail and the creature can escape. And like lizards, he'll grow the tail again. And it shouldn't do him much harm. Look, he's swimming away perfectly there. Golly, this tail is spasming so much. I can hardly hold on to it. Wow, where did that come from? I think it's a Cymbospondylus. one of that great group of marine reptiles, the ichthyosaurs. He's a primitive member of the group, but they're going to evolve into a whole variety of forms. They'll be around for about another 100 million years. But he's coming a bit too close. And that slow movement, that's deceiving. With one lash of that tail, they can have really great bursts of speed. God, my heart's hammering. That lunge at me, that was a warning shot. That's really up the ante on this dive. I need the electric prod now. And he's coming again. He's coming in again. And I'm going to use it. What a spectacular reptile.
Look! Hey! This is a tremendous snake of speciality. Woohoo! This is called a false water cobra. It's an endangered species here on the Pantano. Oh, look at that. Ah, got my finger. No venom, of course. And look at the way it's flattening its ribs. Oh, that hurts. Don't do that, please. It's flattening its ribs to actually look like a cobra, which is why it gets its common name of false water cobra. This is a most beautiful serpent. Look at the markings on this. And there. Oh, please don't do that. Oh, dear me. Look, we're going to let you go in a minute. That hurts a bit, and I don't want to pull your head away from my hand, because otherwise, see, it's chewing on there. Hurts a bit. Please let go. Please let go. Please let go, Mr. Snake. And these feed not on wildlife presenters, of course, on frogs and small fish and amphibians, but I say it's a great chance to see how beautiful it is. And the problem now is actually getting him off. And really you can't do anything. I don't want to pull too hard, because if I do that, it could damage the snake's teeth. I just want it to actually let me go, and then I'll let him go. There we go. Thank you very much. And again, I'm going to put him go, let him go, and beautiful. Wow. That gave me a good bite there. Cobra there, basking. Oh, this is a monocled cobra. You can see this very distinct mark on the hood. This is a sacred snake to the Buddhists of Burma and Thailand. They believe the mark on the back of the neck is the thumbprint of the Buddha. As you can see, they're not aggressive snakes. This posture is a warning. It wants to save its venom for catching prey. It doesn't want to waste it on me or the cameraman. But if it did bite, the venom is neurotoxic. It would affect my nervous system. There's also some cytotoxic elements. Those would break down my tissue. But it's not paying any attention to me. It's watching its reflection in the camera. And sometimes it's very useful having a film crew travelling with you. If I get the sound man Matthew to use his boom to attract its attention, there we go. These snakes are very alert to any movement. With a sound boom there, attracting its attention, I should be able to put my hand underneath. As long as there's movement, as long as it doesn't see me, this is not risky at all. And you can see the length of this beautiful snake now, a little hiss. Now I'm gently supporting her. You can get a real idea of this cobra's size. I'm 1.90 meters in height.
She's about 1.5 meters long.
The biggest monocled cobras can grow much longer than that, to 2.3 meters. Oh, keep that boom moving. But this is absolutely astonishing. It's constantly watching the movement. As long as the snake remains interested in that sound boom, I'm in no danger. The reason these magnificent reptiles became rare in China is because in the past people used to believe that fresh blood from a cobra mixed with wine would help their sight. Stuff and nonsense, of course. Few Chinese people believe that today. So hopefully cobra numbers will recover. That's great news for the farmers because cobras eat crop-destroying rats and mice. The deadly snake, number 2 on my list. Unmistakable, a coastal taipan. Golden brown scales, almost orange. This massive triangular head. On the move. So let me see if I can get him. There we go. Coastal taipans are magnificent snakes. This is a beautiful specimen, about 2 meters. They grow to about 3. A top tip from my friends at the Cairns Zoo: keep the head on the ground. The forebody in the coastal taipan is so lightweight they can actually strike upwards. One guy even had one striking over his shoulder. They are so nimble. Look at that, the speed that they can move. When they bite, taipans really don't muck about. Lots of venomous snakes bite and don't inject venom. It's called a dry bite, but taipans always envenomate when they're striking in self-defense. The venom is incredibly toxic. It causes paralysis. At first you can't swallow, then you can't talk. And if you don't get treatment, the venom attacks the muscles that control breathing and the beating of the heart, and you die. But even so, the taipan is only 2nd on my list of Australia's 10 deadliest snakes because it's very shy. Given the chance, it will always slither away into vegetation and will only bite in self-defense. The marvellous coastal taipan is at number 2 on my list of Australia's 10 deadliest snakes. Off you go, buddy.
There's one coming in from the blue. My first ever thresher shark. That long scythe-like tail is unmistakable. The shark uses the tail as a weapon, whipping it over its head to stun prey. It feels like it's looking right at me with those huge eyes. This 3.5 meter shark is pretty impressive. I was just in time. Threshers are only regular here in the early morning. It's 7 AM now, and the shark heads back out into the blue. Whoa! That was awe-inspiring.